Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. It's Mai of Law Travel Glam, and for my first video ever, I'm walking y'all through the 5 rookie mistakes I managed to make on my international trip to Kenya. So whether you're a vet traveler like me or a beginner traveler, trust me, you don't want to miss these 5 mistakes because you'll hear about the one that cost me $600. So stay tuned if you want to hear more. So let's get right into it. The first rookie mistake I made was not packing snacks. I don't know how I managed to do this. I know myself very well. I know that I get hangry and I just for some reason didn't realize that I probably should have brought snacks on the flight from JFK to Nairobi. The flight was over 14 hours and I'm someone that packs snacks for a 3-hour flight. I think I thought that maybe I'd like the airplane food or that I would sleep the entire time, and that just wasn't the case. I'm a super picky eater as is, and then I don't like the smell of airplane meat because it just grosses me out. I really wish I would have just packed some popcorn or some other light snacks, or even I should have just taken the time to buy some snacks while we were at our terminal and getting closer to the gate. Now we did go to Shake Shack, which it was my first time having Shake Shack, and it was like pretty good. And we got cheeseburgers and fries, and that was good because we ate that before takeoff. But as you can imagine, 5 hours into the flight, when my body was thinking, oh, it's time for dinner, that cheeseburger wasn't gonna cut it. And I really wish I had food because I didn't like the food that they served on the plane. I also think it would have been a good idea for me to just say that I was vegetarian, because a lot of times the vegetarian option is pasta or it's a sandwich that doesn't have meat, and I probably would have enjoyed that a lot more than what I was served. So rookie mistake number 1, I didn't pack enough snacks. Rookie mistake number 2, I didn't check my packing list. I know how to pack, okay? I'm a packing queen. I've been packing my little bag since I was a toddler, all right? My little pink Barbie suitcase that I would take from my mom's house to my dad's house was laid. So how I managed to not check my packing list now was ridiculous. I think that maybe I just thought, oh, I got this in the bag. Like, clearly I didn't forget anything. I've been packing for this trip in my head for weeks. No, I got all the way to Kenya only to realize that, first world problem, I didn't have all of my swimsuits. So if you're going to a beach and you're going to be at villas that have swimsuits and you're with a group like ours that loves being in the water, having a lot of swimsuits options is really, really crucial. I got lucky in that I was able to just mix and match some of the tops that I had to make them applicable to be swimsuit tops. And then my best friend on the trip had an extra because, I mean, hygiene was not like we could share swimsuits. I was able to wear the extra that she had bought brand new. I ended up buying a swimsuit at a hotel that we stayed at towards the end of the trip when we stayed in Kilifi. But it would have just been nice to have my swimsuits. I just felt like, why am I buying a swimsuit? I hate that I had to borrow hers because then she couldn't use it. And that was just a rookie mistake. I mean, check your packing list. So rookie mistake number 2, I didn't check my packing list. And on that same note, what if it had been something more serious, like my safari clothes or anything that I would have needed to go on our excursion? So it's deeper than just me forgetting my swimsuits, but I could have forgot other really, really important things. Now, rookie mistake number 3, I didn't bring enough cash. I ran out of money on the 6th day of a 10-day trip, which, panic attack. Luckily, the group I was with were just super chill, super close to each other. So we were able to just swap cash amongst those who still had cash. And then when I got to a place where I could use my card, of course, I offered to use my card right away. But had I not been with a group who was like mine, or had I not been in a situation where they would even take a credit card at some point, I kind of just basically would have been screwed. So shout out to our travel planner, Allison with Sovi Event Planning, because she literally told us in our guidebook how much money we should bring. I thought having 400 USD was enough. No, I should have taken out at least 1,000, which would have been 100 a day, just because if I had money left over, I could have easily brought it back to the States to exchange it. I also like collecting money from my travels, so I could have just put that with the rest of the money on my money altar. So I should have just taken more cash. It would have alleviated a lot of stress for our group to figure out, like, when should we use cash, when should we not use cash. And I just don't know how I made that rookie mistake. Now, rookie mistake number 4, Whew, this one put me through the ringer, and I looked at my mood tracker that I had in my journal, and all of the days surrounding this rookie mistake, I was a poo face. I did not book all of my flights through one airline. So I wanted to fly with my best friend, or at least fly with my other best friends that are in the group, and I decided that I would fly out of New York with best friend number 1, and that's Brianna. You guys are going to see her in the travel vlog videos. So that means I had to have a flight from Colorado to New York in enough time to make our flight to Nairobi, and then I had to have a return flight when we got back to New York. And so my plan was we were going to land in New York around 6 in the morning. I was going to go back with Brianna to her place to shower, take a nap, and then later on that night I was going to take a flight out of LaGuardia Airport to get back to Colorado. Well, Murphy's Law came into play on the way back. Everything was fine when I went to New York on Christmas Eve, got to hang out with my family, flew out to JFK, or flew out of JFK the next morning, no problems, everything was seamless. But on the way back, our flight from Mombasa, which is the beach area, it was delayed. And it was so delayed that we missed our connecting flight out of Nairobi, Kenya to get to JFK. So what this meant was I was not going to make the return flight that I had. There was a chance we were going to be stuck in Mombasa. Didn't know how we were going to get back to the States. After some drama that I don't even want to get into, we ended up flying to Paris from Nairobi. We had to be in the Nairobi airport for about 4 hours because it would have been a waste of money once we landed to go to a hotel. We were just so tired. I mean, borderline grouchy. Shout out to Brianna and I for just holding it together. I have some clips that I recorded during this whole extravaganza that you'll see if you watch the travel vlog. But nonetheless, that meant that I couldn't take the flight that I had already booked to fly out of JFK, or fly out of New York, because I was supposed to fly out of LaGuardia. By the time we landed, I had 30 minutes to try to catch the latest flight. So obviously that wasn't happening. But I got super lucky in that I booked through Southwest. Shout out to Southwest. They are clearly the GOAT. And that's just a free plug for Southwest Airlines. Ever since I started work as a junior associate, and even now as a law professor, I will just always choose to fly to Southwest when I can, because Southwest let me change my flight to the next day and I didn't have to pay any change fees, and because the flight was cheaper, I got points back. So I got to come home to even more points so that I can go to some more cool places. So thank you, Southwest. Even though rookie mistake number 4, I didn't book all my flights to the same airline, was probably a really, really bad idea. And now my $600 mistake. Ooh, that hurts. I can't even, give me a moment. My $600 rookie mistake is that I did not get my vaccinations in enough advance time. So let me walk you through this. When I knew I was going to go to Kenya, I found out I would have to get certain vaccinations: malaria, typhoid, sometimes you need to get yellow fever, and cholera. Now my group had decided that we were going to do typhoid, malaria, and cholera, and that was it, because we weren't going to be traveling within the continent of Africa. We were just going to be coming from the States straight into Kenya. So I just thought, you know, maybe I'll get malaria, maybe I'll just do typhoid. I don't know, I'll figure it out. I even got to the point where I was like, laissez-faire. If I'm gonna die, it's just my time to go, so who really cares if I, you know, don't get these shots and the vaccinations? No. Talked to my friend who's a doctor, who informed me that, hey, you know, if you don't get those vaccines, you're not gonna die and like go to heaven and get to be some angel. You're gonna actually just get really, really sick and not be able to enjoy the trip. And so I was like, okay, fine, I'll do that. I'll go ahead and get them done. We left on the 25th, and I didn't go to the clinic to get them until like the 21st. Ugh, I know, really risky. Luckily, the place I went to is called Passport Health. They were super, super helpful. I loved the nurse that I had. She was super informative, well-traveled herself, which I appreciated. But the reason why this was a $600 mistake is because I waited so long. One of the vaccinations I couldn't take through a shot or through oral pills. I had to take it in the oral liquid form, which meant that I paid almost 2-3 times more than what my friends paid for the same vaccine. So in hindsight, I would have spread the cost of these vaccines over a few months period. Maybe I would have started in June or July and gotten done it from that way. Or it just would have, made more sense for me to not wait until about 4 days before the trip, because it ended up costing me $600. And then on top of that, I didn't have time to go to the pharmacy because I might have been able to get cheaper malaria pills through the pharmacy. And I had to take extra malaria pills when I got back into the States. So rookie mistake number 5 is that I didn't get my vaccines in enough time, and it cost me a lot of money. I'm hurt. Let's take a minute to pause and reflect. Okay, gotta let it go. It's over now. But I bet you all know that I'm definitely planning to go someplace where I can get my money's worth for these vaccines. So if you have any recommendations, please leave that in the comments. If there is a chance I can get malaria, I need to go there so I can get my money's worth. Nonetheless, those are the 5 rookie mistakes that I made on my trip from the States to Kenya. If you want to learn more about the trip, make sure you watch the travel vlog, which I'm going to loop into this video right after I'm finished talking. Please like this video, comment, please subscribe to my channel. I have tons of content planned in the realm of law, travel, and glam. I hope you enjoyed this video. Talk to me in the comments, and I'll see you with the next video. Have a great day, night, whatever you're doing. It could be the afternoon. I don't know, but enjoy yourself.
We're going to the beach.
We're going to Mombasa. Yeah.
Just go to my channel, so this is our new playing friend. Me and Bree have about 7 hours left. There's Brianna. I don't know if you can see her. So this is the midway point of a 14-hour flight. She forgot. She's so excited she doesn't realize. Oh, look cute.
Nairobi.
We're in Kenya. Oh my god. Wow, those skin treatments really did a good job. I don't have any foundation on, y'all. We just got to the domestic terminal in Nairobi, which is a different terminal from the international terminal. So we're gonna post some pictures of the outside because we had a little bit of a walk. You can see this is not moisturizer. I am just sweaty, glistening, but I'm so excited to be here. Allison, who are you? What do you do? Can you tell the YouTubers?
Experiences.
Experiences. So where are we?
We are in Mombasa, in Kenya, on our way to Kilifi, which is a little further down the coast. It's very beautiful.
Awesome. Thanks, Allison.
Y'all, this is our first villa in Kilifi. We called it Kilifi Villa number 1. We're just getting settled this first day, trying to scope out the scene. We had these 2 really, really adorable German shepherds that lived on the property that you'll notice. Everyone's kind of jet lagged, kind of just figuring out what we're going to do for the rest of our first day there. Oh, yep, there's the pups. They were both girls. They were so sweet. And there's a view from the outside of the front door of our property at the Kilifi Villa. You'll see in a second my room, which was on the first floor. It was pretty large. They had mosquito nets around all of the beds, which is super, super convenient. But y'all, it was so hot.
It's December 27th. Say hi, Bree. We are doing the pool thing, and then we're gonna go to a few villages. It's gonna be really fun. It's very hot. So you see, this is our faces are just sweating. So pretty much all you can wear is lashes, brows, and lip. That's it.
So now what you're gonna see is us going to a village in Kilifi. Our tour guide owned a school in that particular village, so it seems to me that that's just a way for him to help support the local economy. We met at this place called Backpackers, which is just a super hipster indie type situation. They have a pool, they have a bartender, they have music, they have camping. Pretty dope place. And we had to walk maybe 2 miles in the heat to the village. He made us some local wine out of a coconut, and then we drank it out of these cups. We're still not so sure what was happening. Then later on, we ended up taking a traditional dhow boat. From what we learned, it's an Indian-based, I suppose you'd call it, structure. As you can see, I am kind of trying to figure out what's going on, a little nervous. And the thing is, I had my cheeseburger that I bought from Backpackers on me, and I just didn't want to lose the cheeseburger. So when they were trying to help us, my main concern was, oh my gosh, I don't want to lose my burger. Take the shoes. Yep, there's the cheeseburger I was talking about. Don't want to lose it. I'm not sure I would recommend doing a dhow boat. It was only $15 US, which isn't that expensive, but the quality of the type of tour experience, it's just really locals that are making money, in my opinion. I don't think this is something that you absolutely have to do. I think maybe we should have went through a better company to do so, but the water was still really pretty. It was a way to cool down. This is us on the dhow boat. We passed some other boats that were out, and to be honest with you, I don't even remember if this was like ocean or creek.
Hey y'all, so it is our last morning in Kalifi at Villa Number 1. You see I have my safari outfit on because it is hot, honey. It is hot. I've attempted to put on some light makeup. I'm gonna see how it does because I have never experienced this amount of humidity, this amount of sweat. I realize we're close to the equator, but it's hot. So I'm really excited to get to the safari, and I'm gonna film some stuff when I get there. All right, bye. All right, Bree's gonna tell you all what we're doing currently while I figure out my no sweat makeup routine.
We are on our way to Tsavo East National Park.
Yes.
We're gonna see the big five, which are buffalo, elephant, giraffe, leopard, lion. So we'll see how many of those we can cross off.
All right, now here you'll see Brianna walking to our room. This was after about a 3-hour drive. Not much to say about the room. We stayed at Tsavo East actual lodge, and I'll blog about it at a later time, but you know, it was just a campsite. Here's us in the safari jeep. It was so cool. Our guide Aiden is driving us, our photographer's on the left side, and then this is our first set of animals. Oh my gosh, it was just such a thrill to see them live. And then we saw this giraffe. We nicknamed him Jeffrey because it was pretty much like he was just staring us right in the face.
Good morning, everyone. It's a new day here in Kenya. I'm in my safari chic outfit with my makeup done because guess what, y'all? It's more dry here, or is it drier? In any event, I can wear makeup again. So as you can see, I did eyeshadow, liner, highlight, contour, red lip. So I am ready, okay? Thank you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
So after Allie's morning birthday cake, we actually had a photo shoot, which was really cool. So if you've looked at my Instagram, you'll see some professional photos. So that was really fun because Allison hired us a photographer for the excursion, and we got back on the range. And here's some clips from the rest of our time on the safari.
I never want to hear you say I want it that way.
Has to look where the other boys are. Sometimes you find a big group like this, all with horns, bachelos.
It's on elephants, family elephants. So big. They're so
All right, I'm not sure what happened between us leaving the safari and getting to the Pingo Ridge PGA course, but I don't have any film. So I know in the next clip, I'm gonna tell you what was going through my mind, but this is just us walking to our villa at the Pingo Ridge. It was just so beautiful. Like, I just couldn't believe how gorgeous it really was.
Oh, this is my cute little room. I'm loving this place. It's so adorable. I'll show you all the rest of the villa at some point, but this is the view from my room, and I love it. Oh my gosh. Hey y'all, it is Sunday night, literally like 11:30. We're here at a music festival. Where Burner Boy Graham is the official performer, so I can't wait to see him come out. It's gonna be a long night. We are at the NRG Wave Festival.
boys tonight. We're gonna ride some boys.
Hello everyone, it is the afternoon in Kenya. Brianna and I are headed to the beach club.
We are.
We're so excited, it's the last day of the year. This time last year we were in Bali, Indonesia.
Wild.
Which is...
So we ended up just having so much fun for the rest of the last day of the new year that I don't have any footage, but this is the entrance to the Kalifi New Year festival, and it was just so dope. I mean, I was amazed at how many people were at the campgrounds. What you're watching now is the tribal fire ceremony that they did. They lit a very large structure on fire called the Soul of the Sun, and it represented letting go of the past and then welcoming in the new. It was super dope. So after the music festival, we spent our last day at the Vipingo Ridge Resort, and then we headed back to Mombasa to stay at the English Point Hotel and Spa. It was completely beautiful. We did a spa day after a night at the club. I don't have any footage of that because I was just relaxing. Oh my gosh. And now what you see is us going to visit a temple that was inside of a cove. It was so beautiful. Our Airbnb host took us around so that we could see more of the city, which is really cool. And that's our hotel that I just zoomed in on. And we honestly, it was just nice to disconnect and enjoy my last days in Kenya.
All right, it's 10:08 p.m. or 08, which means we've officially been in this Mombasa airport since about 4:45. It's 2:30 a.m. in Nairobi. We've just been given the runaround on how to even get food because clearly we haven't eaten since basically lunch yesterday. So it's probably a bad idea that all I had was crab and broccoli. I'm very tired. We were offered to go to a hotel, but our pickup time would be 5 a.m. And by the time we'd get there, it'd be 3 a.m. So it was obviously being worth this, and I think at this point we just want to know that we're getting on a plane. Shout out to Southwest because they let me change my flight the next day for free because, like I said, I'm missing my connection now. So I will see you guys when I make it to Paris. Hey guys, we're in Paris. I just used the restrooms. So it's 10 hours down, and I think we have another 10 hours before we get to New York, and then I have an overnight in New York before I get to Denver. So at least I get to see the lovely stores of Paris Airport. It's my last flight. I am at LaGuardia Airport after the 7-hour flight from France, another 7-hour flight to JFK, spent the night in New York. So here we go.